He's really done a tremendous job of learning how to protect the football, but also making some big plays.
First play of the game, he hands it off to Caden Fagan, and he picks up a couple yards. Josh Kreutz in the center of that offensive line, making his 28th consecutive start today. That wide receiver unit led by Hank Beatty. Here comes a 2nd and 8. Altmeyer's got the protection, snaps it over the middle, and it's broken up.
On the back end of that defense, he is just everywhere. Inserted a lot of times in nickel up into the front.
Western Michigan's defense trying to get off the field. They won't. It's completed to Justin Bowick, the Ball State transfer, to move the chains after 12 yards.
And that's how Luke Altmeyer has improved, that pinpoint accuracy, hitting receivers in stride.
Talked about his ability to dissect the defense. He has a one-on-one on the far sideline, and he overshoots Bowick.
Officials to allow from Wofford
Pass
there.
Interference. Defense number 5.
Are officiating experts at some point if they had a chance to take a look at it.
First down, Caden Fagan trying to spin away from a tackler. He does break loose of one down to the 40 for 5 yards before Micah Davis, the second of multiple running backs they'll use today. Altmeyer gives to him, bouncing outside to the edge. He was able to stay up for a moment, but only got back to the line of scrimmage. Illinois already 1 for 1 on 3rd down this drive. It's Fagan with an open seam up the middle, and he's got the first down. Caden Fagan, that big back at 255 pounds, lined up next to Altmeyer. Fakes it. Altmeyer slings to the sideline. It's incomplete. Against a Western Michigan team who's still looking for their first win of the season. Quick pass to the sideline. Hank Beatty, the nation's leader in all-purpose yards this season. He's lined up now in the backfield this time as Jordan Anderson motioned out. Handoff, Fagan trying to get that yard. He got stacked up right at the 21 by Ray Stewart. 10th play of the drive for the Illini. Khalil Valentine bouncing to the edge. What a cut! He's inside the 10 for a first down. Brett Bielema talked about the burst that Valentine is showing this year as a true sophomore. Said it's at a different level than it was last year as a freshman. Play action to him. Altmeyer has time back of the end zone, and he throws it out of the back.
But he just moves well in the pocket. The guy's just fearless.
Give to Fagan, and he got met immediately. Might have even lost a yard back to the 10. Illinois has 3 3rd down conversions already on this opening drive. The 13th play. Altmeyer hit as he throws. It's knocked away. Play is blown dead. They said his arm was coming forward. It's incomplete. Western Michigan defense bends but doesn't break, and they force Illinois to 3.
They were able to recover from that. And you've got some talent there. They're here on the road, and they're fighting their tails off. I don't expect that to end.
He said he was really excited about his defense more than anything, and they were able to get that stop in the red zone to force 3 instead of 6.
Really good things, but consistency's been the problem. In quarterback play, it's not just how good you are, it's how consistent you are.
Brady Jones gets the start, tries to dump it off to his running back, Devin Miles, who juggled it, and it falls incomplete. Buckley's first touch, the MAC freshman of the year 2 years ago, and he is swarmed and swung to the ground.
As defensive coordinator Aaron Henry said.
See if they can get a 3 and out to start today. Near sideline, it's reeled in.
Get a nice catch like that on the road environment like this. Fun to see.
Devin Miles, left side. He picks up 4 yards to bring up 2nd and medium. 2nd and 6, RPO to Miles, who sheds 1 tackler and then got planted at the 43. Brings up 3rd and a much more manageable 2. 3rd and 2. It's Miles straight up the middle, trying to spin away from a tackler, and he's a yard shy at the 44. It brings up 4th and 1.
Yeah, that's the oldest trick in the book, right? Like, I'll just keep yapping.
Ryan Milmore to punt. Hank Beatty, who is a lethal return man, back to return it, and he's got a chance inside the 20. Space to that far sideline, reversing field.
Well, I didn't play quarterback, but I mean, generally speaking, I think you're right. You know, the more reps you get the more comfortable you are. But there's a ceiling for everybody, right? And his ceiling, I don't think, hasn't even been met yet. He's just a really good player that's getting better.
He completes that pass to Colin Dixon, his first catch of the game, to pick up 6 yards.
Little town up there, but he's a tremendous talent. I think he has a bright future.
Leo Valentine, shaky move in the backfield, and he is stacked up. They do put that big back of Caden Fagan in, 6'3", 255 for third and less than a yard. Altmeyer gives it to him, and Fagan has nowhere to go. Puts it away after the stop. Kevin Boone Nelson takes a fair catch at the 24. Not something you get to say too often. Western Michigan takes over after the defense forced a 3 and out. Jones spits it out to Devin Miles, his running back, who's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Got to try and make a move and slip, do it intelligently, and finish the play.
Jones to throw, slings it to the sideline. It was batted at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Jones, pocket suffocating, gets rid of it one-on-one, and it is too far.
A pretty good throw there, because you know that you have to kind of put the ball on that angle to be able to get it over there before the safety gets over to be able to help. That's just a slight difference at that position.
Ryan Milmore to punt. Hank Beatty lets it bounce. It's a little bit of a Western Michigan roll. Illinois takes over their own 32. Altmeyer quick on the slant route. That is a lunging catch by Hudson Clement, the West Virginia transfer.
Wow. You have to confirm this one. He's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, because he gets, it looks like he gets his hands over that football. We'll see if it touches the ground at all. Tremendous catch from Clement.
Well, they get the snap off, and no, they don't.
Does he have firm control, and does the ball move as it hits the ground? No, that's
that hits the ground.
Yeah.
Our rules analyst Mike Pereira is with us. Mike, what are you seeing?
You guys are so well taught. I mean, he has some control when he's going to the ground, but you can see when he gets to the ground, the ball hits the ground and does pop. So to me, if I'm reviewing this play, the replay official, I put this as an incomplete pass.
The ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass.
And Mike,
Tanner Arkin, the tight end, in motion from left to right here in front of a 2nd and long. Caden Fagan stretching right side, lowers the shoulder. That is a powerful run.
Right side of the defense, left side of the offense. They ran right.
Altmeyer looking left the whole way, and he is dropped in the backfield. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Watch Fagan pull this guy down. Oh, that's the guy. Oh, it's the guy that's,
wow.
With the horse collar, too.
Illinois into Western Michigan territory. It's a 1st and 10. Play action. Altmeyer rolling right, and he was pressured the entire way by Kershawn Fisher.
Against that tight man-to-man coverage.
Altmeyer with a delayed handoff to Valentine, who has space and cuts upfield. It's Valentine again after a big run. He's got a first down and just tripped up on a shoestring tackle. It's Dylan Moore there after 6 yards, but the Illini move the chains.
Woo! This one gets me up out of my seat right here. I just love this. I've been here 39 games. It's like, you've been here 39 games too. It's like, we're old.
Year 4 together. Altmeyer, play action, lofts it downfield. It is caught. Oh, he dropped it going to the ground.
Oh, man.
Colin Dixon. So close to a touchdown. Instead, it brings up 2nd and long.
Well, Colin Dixon is going to wish that he had this one back, but that's not the way that it works. So you got to be able to convert on opportunities like this, and what an absolute dime.
That close to his 7th passing touchdown in the first 3 weeks of the season. Throws it on a slant, pulled in. What a move, down inside the 10. Malik Elzy's first catch. Elzy's 5th catch of the season, already surpassing how many he had a season ago. Caden Fagan straight up the gut.
You would have to think that they want to try and impose their will and run the ball.
It's Altmeyer to throw instead. He scans, directs traffic, rolls right, end zone, touchdown! Hank Beatty. 7th touchdown pass of the season for Altmeyer. Hank Beatty's first touchdown catch of the year, despite back-to-back 100-yard games.
And especially here in the Big Ten.
There is some buzz and some expectations surrounding Illinois this year that they haven't had in a little more than 2 decades.
It's nice to struggle a little bit, and you want to win at the end of it, but he felt it helped his team.
Jalen Buckley on the ground, former MAC Freshman of the Year 2 years ago when he ran for over 1,000 yards.
Former walk-on, has that walk-on mentality. You're never going to outwork me.
Give it to him again, straight up the gut. He gets stacked up a yard shy of the line to gain. He said 1st and 2nd down was crucial today to get into 3rd and short. They've got one here. It's a handoff up the middle and nowhere to go. Ryan Milmore to punt. Hank Beatty back to return it. Had 133 punt return yards in the opener against Western Illinois.
And become too predictable.
Altmeyer searching left the whole way. That's incomplete. He wanted Malik Elzy.
Some of the games that you're going to be playing up front.
Khalil Valentine got sandwiched down.
Ran it all the way down from the backside.
Chris O'Leary, his defensive coordinator, said he is an NFL guy. Altmeyer launching into one-on-one coverage. He had Elzy. 2nd 3 and out in the last 3 drives for Illinois. Now there was a touchdown sandwich in between those. Keelan Crimmins to punt. Kevin Boone Nelson calls for the fair catch at the 29. The Cub fan in me really liked the Brewer fans sit down, Cubs fans stand up. I like that from Brett Bielema. Brock Lowry, his first time as quarterback today after the first 3 drives were Brady Jones, and he lofts one incomplete.
Because that last throw, something that we saw from Brady Jones earlier.
Lowry dumps it off. Blake Bosma, the tight end, with the catch, and he curls down to the 38, picks up 8 yards.
Like, that's a quarterback, you just can't make those huge mistakes. Almost threw a pick there. Unnecessary.
Western Michigan has not converted their last 3 3rd down opportunities. It was behind his target, but caught.
This Western Michigan offense has got to find a way to get rolling. And remember, he's the guy with some wheels, too.
Mataeli on the carry, ducks underneath one tackler, and he's down to the 48, just shy of midfield.
Got to kind of drop those hips, get a little bit lower. You don't want to take unnecessary hits.
Play clock down to 3. Mataeli plunging forward across midfield to the 48. 3rd and 2 for Western Michigan in Illinois territory. Lowry scampers right. Lowry looking to run, now tucks it, takes off. He's got the 1st down. 1st down. Kept by Lowry. He's got an open seam. He's got another 1st down. Back-to-back big plays from Brock Lowry with the legs. It's 16 yards and a 1st down.
Defenders, they always want to get the big hits.
Lowry swings it out. Cole Cabana, his first catch of the season, gets away from 1, but there is a flag, and it's in the vicinity of holding against Malik Dudon, the receiver.
They're going to call it.
So 1st and 20 after the holding. Lolo Mataeli picks up a couple yards.
They're in the shotgun early for a new center.
2nd and long. Lowry rolling left, throws against his body, and that is incomplete, well far. 3rd and 17. Lowry holds on to it, spins away from 1, stays up for a moment, but then he gets crushed at the 28. Snap and hold. Here's the kick from Domschke from 46, and he missed it.
What defensive coordinator Chris O'Leary told us they were going to do, but really holding up pretty well.
And before the snap, a penalty.
Before the ball was snapped, false start.
Talking to Brett Bielema, he knows how to find the linemen. They got to have a little bit of nasty too.
Play action. Altmeyer is dropped.
Our primary target.
2nd and 23. Flares a pass out to that far side. It's Hank Beatty. He gets a couple yards back, but that's about it. And it sets up a 3rd and a long way to go for the Illini. Forced a couple 3-and-outs from this Illinois offense today that has been so good through the first 2 weeks. Altmeyer 3rd and long. Climbs the pocket, drops it off. It's caught by Fagan, the running back. Lowers his shoulder, but he is stacked up at the 31. He's about 8 yards shy of a first down.
It's where the spit goes flying, man. That's real football.
Dylan Cremens to punt. And it's a deep one. Chases Kevin Boone Nelson all the way back to the 15, and he is wrapped up and dropped shy of the 20.
You know, with all of the talk in the offseason especially, just so nice when the games actually get here.
It's a handoff to Devin Miles. He gets 3 yards.
When you have a guy like Lowry that's got a little bit of wiggle to him, especially for a quarterback, he can still hurt you.
Lowry looking to throw, snaps it to the sideline. That's pulled in. Balin Brooks, the leading receiver for Western Michigan.
And what's your first best answer is supposed to be?
2-minute offense now for Western Michigan. Lowry takes a hit and he throws it out of play.
Most importantly, getting that punch at the end to get the turnover.
Empty backfield. Lowry looking middle. It's caught by Brooks and he got lit up, but it's a first down.
Nice job hanging on to that one.
15 yards for a first down. Lowry again zips it over the middle. It's pulled in.
Nice accurate throws.
One-on-one coverage down the sideline for Chenault, and it draws a flag. Little trick play. Nothing going.
Pull to climb out of.
It's a loss of 5. Lowry fires over the middle, pass is reeled in. 13 yards brings up 3rd and 2. Lowry right side into double coverage. It's knocked away, but 2 late flags fly in after Caleb Patterson had the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul.
2 penalties on this drive have extended the drive down to the 10 for Western Michigan. Lolo Mattielli picks up a couple. 2nd and goal. Lowry rolling left, takes off with the legs, lunging for the goal line, and he's down at the 1. Malachi Hood saves the touchdown.
To get the 6 instead of 3, or 7 instead of 3.
10th play of the drive that started all the way back at their own 19. Miles at the goal line, and they're saying he's down. Fourth and goal coming up for the Broncos at the 1 with the clock winding below 10 seconds.
Wow.
Western Michigan does have one timeout left, and Lance Taylor says with 3 seconds, I would like a timeout. Huge opportunity for the Broncos. Handoff, stopped him short.
The head coach for Western Michigan, been at Notre Dame, been with the Carolina Panthers, a lot of big-time college and NFL experience on that staff. You are consistently making good decisions and not doing the types of things that cause your team to lose games.
Jalen Buckley, the carry on the first play of this half, and he is swung to the ground for a loss of 1.
The slow substitutions.
They're known for it. Quick pass from Lowry. It's completed to Balin Brooks, his 3rd catch today. 3rd and 11, trying to avoid a 3-and-out. Lowry climbs the pocket and he's dropped.
That clock has to go off. You're not getting rid of the ball, get out of it.
Hank Beatty back to return the punt for Illinois. He's a lethal return man. He calls for a fair catch.
From places they're not expecting.
Drive starts for Illinois. Caden Fagan, the 255-pound running back, is stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Up front, and what you could see on that last play, just absolutely nowhere for Fagan to go because of that penetration.
2nd down, Altmeyer, clean pocket, scans, snaps, middle pass is pulled in. It's Hank Beatty inside the 30.
On him for a hit.
Had back-to-back 100-yard games to open the season. Colin Dixon on the perimeter. Back-to-back first downs for the Illini. Caden Fagan stretching left side and just gets tripped up at the last moment by Micah Davis.
So close. They'll give him another shot.
Fagan lowers his shoulder to the goal line, and it's a touchdown. David Alano's point after is right through the middle.
Well, come out in that second half, but and I shouldn't say that it was just the offensive line. Luke Altmeyer made some nice throws, but that offensive line certainly started getting some push late in that drive. And as well as they played late in that first half, we know that when they get it dialed in, they're looking pretty good.
Lowry looking to throw in the first play of the drive. Scampers out of the pocket to the right, delivers on the run, and it is pulled in by Blake Bosma.
Athlete makes plays.
Woo! Buckley spins away from one, and he makes something out of nothing.
Just confuses the heck out of defenders. Pick up an extra 6 yards.
Lowry holds on to it. The quarterback's got a first down and stiff arms the defender as he's dragged down.
Carrier sometimes just finding a way to get a few extra yards.
Again, the legs of Lowry. This time he is swarmed and swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by Alec Bryant.
Just got to learn how to get tackled without getting hurt.
Second down, quick route, pass is caught. Christian Leary need 5 yards to keep the drive alive. Lowry snaps it over to the near sideline. It's incomplete. He wanted Lowry, but Xavier Scott had the coverage to bring up fourth down.
It'd just be so difficult. Depth is important, but experience hard to come by.
Ryan Milmore's fifth punt today. Beatty lets it fly behind him, and Western Michigan
bringing those extra bodies may have hurt them on that last drive. We'll see if they settle back a little bit on defense.
Altmeyer wants to throw on the first play of the drive. Rolling right, has nowhere to go, so he uses the legs and scampers out of bounds for a short pickup.
You can see much more bodies on the back end. And Chris O'Leary talked about it with us. He said he was going to bring extra bodies, going to be doing some blitzing, doing some movement up front, and rotating a lot of bodies in there. But I think because of the way they got hurt on the back end, kind of kept people back a little bit. See if they dial up the pressure here. You can see they're trying to get a tell from the defense, change up that snap. Are they bringing the blitz? Now they may call that blitz off.
Western Michigan sends just 4. Altmeyer stepping up, snaps it to the sideline. Hudson Clement with the catch on the sideline. Stiff arms the defender out to the 43. 22 yards.
And I just love the way that Luke Altmeyer worked through his progressions on this one. You can see Clement waiting on that ball wide open, but he needed Altmeyer to get through his first couple of progressions calmly in the pocket. Can't do that unless you got the time. Offensive line able to protect.
Clement was the #2 transfer wide receiver this past offseason. Big get for Illinois. Khalil Valentine with a violent run across midfield. He picks up 9 to bring up second and short.
Oh, I love that run right there. That's getting skinny, man. Find that crease. That's understanding, kind of the blocking scheme. But sometimes, you know what? It's run through the smoke, man. Get downhill.
Good to him again. First down for Valentine. He had a breakout game last week, Robert. 44 yards and a touchdown. And Brett Bielema has said it was really empowering for a guy that young to see himself have that kind of performance.
Yeah, no question about it. Your confidence just grows exponentially. And then here, defensively, Western Michigan trying to wholesale change.
One-hand catch. Hudson Clement. Reel that ball in.
Pat! Got that stick 'em on the hand. Just stick that paw up there and pull that thing down, man. Those gloves today, you can do a little bit of that. It looked like he caught the point of the ball, too. Nothing to it.
Keeping that pace, Illinois on this drive. Altmeyer zips it in there. Pass is completed for a first down inside the 25 to Hank Beatty.
Yeah, and you can tell this Western Michigan defense are just getting a little bit gassed. but I love the way Barry Lunny is calling this drive, getting the ball to the perimeter, runs right up the middle. So you talk about those body blows and the way they accumulate. When you talk about the size difference of this Illinois offense against Western Michigan defense, they're getting pounded.
Kind of did the same thing to Duke last week. Outscored him 31-6 in the second half. Altmeyer escapes a sack for a moment, but then he's dropped.
I don't think we've seen Fagan catch one yet.
Well, they hand it to him here. Cuts to the left side, and he gets tripped up at the 17. Give him 8 yards.
He's got some wiggle on him. Saipaia, number 10, the linebacker, is going to try and come in and make the play, but Fagan's moving a lot faster than Saipaia. Thought he was going to be moving. Didn't even get a shot at him.
At 255 pounds, you don't get to say a guy has a wiggle too much, do you? But Caden Fagan does. And that's what Brett Lunny, the offensive coordinator, was telling us yesterday. He said he's a lot faster than people think. You talk about his size because that's the obvious, but he's got some speed and some wiggle to him. Third down, high snap, Fagan, first down.
Boy, great job by Altmeyer. I mean, he had to get off the ground to get that snap, and that throws the timing off. And nice job by Fagan in the backfield here too. You see your quarterbacks going up high. You know that timing is going to change a little bit. You can see Fagan's eyes go up there. You know that mesh is going to happen a little bit later, that exchange with the quarterback. Nice job by both of those guys.
Tenth play of the drive. Altmeyer looking left the whole way. He's got one-on-one with Malik Elzy, and there are flags thrown at the end of the play. Javarius Sims throws his arms up in the air. He doesn't like the call.
What? I'm not allowed to push wide receivers down when the ball's in the air? Come on. Now, look, you like a little bit of hand fighting.
Defense number 8. And the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First and goal. If
you're a defensive coach or a defensive player, you will say, well, the receiver fell because it got a little bit too physical for him. But the official, they're going to make that call probably 9 times out of 10. You want guys to be physical, but especially once that ball's in the air, the receiver goes down there, and Sims certainly seemed to have those arms extended with a nice push.
Gives Illinois a first and goal from the 2. Altmeyer holds on to it, uses the legs, looking for the pylon, he's in.
Flag.
Is a penalty marker down. Might be coming back.
Holding. Defense number 5. Oh. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Defensive holding against Aaron Wofford, but take that off because it's a touchdown run for the quarterback, Luke Altmeyer.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. See those defenders just crashed a little bit too far. Oh, yeah. You can see that hold there at the back end. He was holding Hudson Clement. Started to see that action go the other way with a little bit of that boot. And Altmeyer wisely could see that Clement was being held. All right, I'm just running in myself.
Before the kick. Flag thrown.
Well, we certainly know who the Illini I think it's on.
Funny how that works. They're pointing to Western Michigan. Western Michigan's pointing back. Who would have thought?
I didn't see a whole lot of Western Michigan players pointing. They're just like, yeah, you got us.
Offside. Defense number 0 entered the neutral zone and made contact. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. This is the try for point.
David Alano stays perfect on points.
Western Michigan or Illinois,
you don't care.
I really don't care. This is it, man.
2 touchdown drives for Illinois to begin this third quarter. They went from 10-0 at halftime up to 24-0 in the span of 2 drives.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Receiving team number 89. The penalty is half the distance to the goal.
He's about as intense, or excuse me, Lance Taylor. He's about as intense as you can watch this. He's just going to take that. That's just dumb. And then we're going to see some acting, right?
Brady Jones is the quarterback in on this drive for Western Michigan after it had been Brock Lowry for a while. Throws, and it is just past the outstretched arm of Avion Chenault, his true freshman wide receiver, incomplete.
Still wanting to see reps from both guys. You know, I'm a college football analyst, not a coach. But for me, the way that Brock Lowry played, especially at the end of that first half, I want him getting as many live reps, especially in a situation like this, where, like, inside the stadium is just different. They had talked about that themselves, so I'm not sure why they would want to try and get more looks here.
We do have Jones rolling out, completes the pass near the 15, and that's Mata Ellie, the running back, who gets clipped down by Matthew Bailey. And if you go back to last week, too, Brock Lowry played a majority of the game, and the offense was able to move the football really well with him, too, and that kind of carried over into today's game. No points to show for it, but they moved the ball really well, I thought, with Brock Lowry tonight.
Yeah, maybe they think in a situation like this, I don't know. It's hard to get into their minds on this one. You know, maybe especially the way that Brock Lowry runs the football. So you're always exposing yourself to the possibility of injury. Maybe you just want to get Brady more reps. Big third down here.
8 to go, and he is dropped. Alec Bennett, the linebacker, comes in there along with Gabe Akis, and
obviously had a lot of movement on that defense in front there. Oh,
very nearly got back to Milmore, and
penalty.
There is a flag thrown. So Hank Beatty with a fair catch.
Plant leg. See number 42 running right there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what the discussion was there. It seemed to be a pretty clear roughing.
Running into the kicker.
Whoa.
On the receiving team, the penalty is declined. First down,
we got to call Mike in on that one. Well, and they got together and talked about it after. You would think that those were the types of discussions that were going on. It'd be interesting to hear if they ever explain that.
Caden Fagan for a yard here. Mike, you have something else? Illinois offense have scored a touchdown on each of their 2 drives in this third quarter. Altmeyer wants to take a shot. He's flushed out of the pocket to the right with a lot of space in front of him, and he gets clipped out of bounds. Final play of the third quarter, Caden Fagan got enough of a push across the first down marker to the 41. Illinois starts with the football in Western Michigan territory, up 24-0 here in the fourth quarter. First down, fake the handoff. Altmeyer uncorks, has a man and pulled in. Ashton Hollins all the way down to the 5.
Boy, tremendous play call there, and get them with the levels, and you put those defenders in conflict. Coming across, you got a low route, you got a high route. But a tremendous throw there from Altmeyer.
35 yards on Hollins' first catch of the season. Illinois knocking on the door once again, already up 24-0. First and goal. Altmeyer, one-on-one coverage, right side to Hollins for a touchdown.
Got that one-on-one coverage on the outside. You can see Hollins able to get free, but Luke Altmeyer, tremendous placement on that back shoulder.
Ashton Hollins, look at those numbers for Luke Altmeyer. First quarter, didn't have much going, just 4 for 10, but Mata Ellie with the carry, picks up 4 on the first play of the drive.
What they do best, and you kind of just have to learn that on the fly.
Mata Ellie with a second straight carry. He's stood up at the 32 for 3 yards.
Would have been nice to have, but I don't even know if he's healthy.
Just 3 for 11 on third down today. Jones, and there is nobody in the area.
I just think with his dual threat ability, he's a much better option.
It's Western Michigan's 5th 3-and-out today. Milmore, the punt, takes a nice hop. Beatty picks it up at the 21. And through the first 3 games. Oh, a pitch. That is Cole Rusk.
Well, he is just a tremendous player.
Throws it out on a quick pass to Beatty, who slips away from one, and he gets dragged down at the 33.
You got to think this will be the last drive that Altmeyer's in on. And I like, though, what they're doing here, going through the operation. You can see going with the fake cadence, trying to get a little bit of information, 1-on-1 matchups.
Another quick throw near sideline. It was Hollins that he was intended to, but incomplete. Just over 11 minutes to go. First time since the first half that an Illinois drive did not end in a touchdown, as Crimmins has to punt it away. Kevin Boone Nelson retreating, calls for a fair catch inside the 15.
You hope that a season goes, and again, Brett Bielema, he talked last week about, hey, I'm kind of happy that we had the adversity against Duke.
Cole Cabana on the carry.
You got to make a decision. You want to give those guys those live reps, even if it seems like it's garbage time.
Rolls out right, finds Cole Cabana, who's playing in his first game of the season, a Michigan transfer. Matthew Bailey pushes him out of bounds.
Just kind of getting those reps.
He steps into a throw, lofting it down the sideline. Oh, nearly a one-hand pick by Xavier Scott. That was nasty, and he is holding his ankle at the end of the play, too. Two-time All-Big Ten selection, including a first-teamer last year, and Brett Bielema said, didn't bat an eye at all about the change in position. He was a great nickel, but they wanted to move him to the outside. Short punt that takes a bounce back in favor of Illinois, too. Trying to move into Big Ten play, 3-0. Handoff to Fagan with a burst up the middle, spinning away from a tackler, and he carries defenders with him down to the 35. Played just 5 games last year before an injury. He is back at full strength. Excited about what he can be this year after he was an honorable mention All Big Ten guy as a true freshman 2 years ago. He's got a first down, flag thrown in at the end of the play.
Stoffel.
Holding. Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
See him right here. And, you know, as we see quarterbacks escape the pocket so many times, that kind of play happens. It can happen on those running plays as well. Stoffel got a little bit handsy, and then as the ball's breaking to the outside, gets called for the hold.
Quick to the line with Altmeyer under center. Toss to Fagan.
Woo!
Near side. Skates away from one. Inside the 25. Oh, look at him carry a defender with him down to the 15. Whoa!
Almost as bad for a cornerback or a defensive back when they see offensive linemen coming to the outside to block. You got big old Caden Fagan, 6'3", 255 with a head of steam. And that's like you better bring it. I mean, there's no other way, right? Like you say, you want to make the big guys run and you want to make the little guys tackle if you're an offense, and you get a big guy like Fagan on the outside, and there's some business decisions going on.
His longest run of the day, 26 yards, sets up a 1st and 10 in the red zone. They go right back to him as he lowers that shoulder in a powerful run inside the 10. The highest ranked running back to come to Illinois since 2009 was Caden Fagan. Immediately stepped in, made a big impact as a true freshman. Honorable mention All Big Ten, missed a majority of last season, but back this year, and he is inching closer to 100 yards on the ground for the first time this season.
Was that Mendenhall back in 2009? Who was that?
Would that be?
I don't know. We'll have to look that one up.
Give, touchdown, but a flag. For the time being, it's a Caden Fagan touchdown. It'd be his 2nd of the day, but we'll see if this one's brought back.
was
illegal formation. Offense.
Somebody was covered up.
5 players lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So wipe away Caden Fagan's touchdown.
So you got to have 7 people on the line of scrimmage. Sometimes, you know, on the edges, what will happen is that tackle, we see this so much in the NFL, right? Like if that tackle's too far off the ball, or sometimes a tight end, somebody usually on the end of the line of scrimmage just hasn't backed up or backs up too much, excuse me.
Back to Fagan. Trying to push through that pile. They will get a little bit of a second effort down to the 10.
And this is one Barry Lunny, the offensive coordinator, and especially Bart Miller, the offensive line coach, get together and say, all right, this is going to be like a 9-on-7 period where we're going to run the ball, we're going to eat some clock, but I want to see you guys get off the ball, and I want to see you dominate. I know they know we're going to run the ball. I don't care. Get in there, do your job.
Fagan goes over 100 yards for the first time today. He takes a seat. Khalil Valentine in the backfield now. He's got it. Valentine inside the 2, pushing to the goal line. And he is stopped shy at the 1. It is a first down.
Okay, he was bobbling that one. I don't know if he reaches for the ball here, why this ball comes loose. Take a look at the pocket here. Oh, yeah, you know what? He started to close those hands. Once you form that pocket, quarterback's going to stick that thing in there. If you close your hands early, disrupts that path. I'm lucky that that ball didn't get knocked away, but caused him to juggle the ball a little bit. Got to be patient. Wait till the ball gets in your pocket.
First and goal for the Illini. Valentine
Got it.
bounces outside. Oh! Delivered a hit and scored.
Nothing too fancy. Nice job cutting it back up inside, and then you can see
David Alano's point after is through to make it 38-0.
busting out a little
what we
sprinkler.
got going on here?
Oh, that's the sprinkler, baby. Come on, you don't know the sprinkler when you see it?
Go, 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 go!
This is Devin Miles on the return. Crosses the 20. Altmeyer, nice move, cutting upfield, and he's dragged down from behind at the 41. Give him 21 yards.
Boy, he's going to put a nice move. Redisich. Right there. You know that safety is going to be the free hitter. The free opportunity to hit you. Does a nice job with that little sidestep getting by him.
Leading rusher today for Western Michigan, 42 yards on the ground after he hadn't had a carry all season until today. Go right back to him. Crawls his way out to the 44 for 3 yards.
Got some backups defensively. Get those guys a little bit of time in there. Nothing wrong with that. But for Lowry, I just think these reps are invaluable. And, I know that I'm the announcer, but just the way that he operated that offense and the dual threat that he brings, I would have had him in for the entire second half, just getting him more reps.
Hands it off. Trey Hartwell on his first carry of the game picks up a first down for the Broncos to the 45 for 10 yards.
Get big white neck, Vandervest, left tackle, a little bit of counter action. Nice job following his big beefy lineman.
Another give to Hartwell, and he is stopped blocked in the backfield. Leon Lowry, who's made a couple plays in the backfield today, makes another here on first down.
Well, you're right, partner. We've called his name a few times tonight. He's got some of that length. He's also, he bends well for a big man. He's out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Started off at Wisconsin.
Sixth-year senior, also spent 4 years at Syracuse. Second and 11. Hartwell twisted to the ground after he picks up the 1 yard back to get to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, we've talked about Brock Lowry and the struggles at Brady Jones. So great when they see their face on the camera too, man. They're so excited.
Cole Cabana running right side on third down. Picks up 2. Oh, the last 2 weeks, Robert, Duke last week, Western Michigan this week. Illinois has outscored in the second half 59-6. They just have one of those teams that can continue to wear on you as the game goes on.
Well, they wear on you, but I think you have to credit the staff as well. I think some of the adjustments that they make. And I know that Brock Lowry and the offense came out firing. Aaron Henry, defensive coordinator, did a great job making the changes he needed to make. And the offense seemed to stall going into halftime, but Barry Lunny, the offensive coordinator, seemed to make some changes, and Luke Altmeyer really heated up.
Lowry wants to throw on 4th and 7, does get rid of it, but it's short of Hartwell, his intended target.
Defensive coordinator, they're taking some chances they normally wouldn't take because they knew they couldn't just stand up against the offensive line of Illinois. But promising developments for what Lance Taylor says is his deepest and most talented team here.
And they also understand, too, 2 of the first 3 games of the season against Big Ten opponents, they feel that they're ready, despite an 0-3 record, to go into MAC play. And Illinois certainly feeling the same way about themselves going into Big Ten play next week. 3-0, win at Duke last week, and they open it up with 22nd ranked Indiana next week.
We had in game 1.
We did. The final kneel down in Illinois with a dominant win tonight, 38-0. Their first shutout win since the opener last year against Eastern Illinois when they won 45-0. But Brett Bielema's team ranked in the top 10 for the first time in 24 years. Now 3-0 going to Big Ten play.